We've all heard the debate countless times. Why is MJ better than LeBron? The arguments are familiar. They say that Jordan is better because he never lost any final, because of his killer mentality.
It became personal with me.
Because LeBron only won 4 titles out of 10 trips to the finals. It's widely accepted that Jordan is the GOAT of basketball. But is he? Or could LeBron actually be better? Both are great players. Both are unstoppable, clutch, forces of nature, and there are hundreds of articles and videos analyzing statistics, numbers, and their winning attitude. But there is one detail, one difference that I've never seen on any video or analysis. So what's the difference? Why is it so widely accepted that MJ is the GOAT? Is it his winning mentality? Is it the fact that Jordan has 6 titles to LeBron's 4? Or is it those lost finals? No. While all of those are valid points, they aren't the real reason. The real difference between LeBron and Jordan lies in the narrative. Jordan's story builds up like a classic tale of struggle, perseverance, and ultimate triumph. When Jordan entered the league, he was already a standout player, but his team was far from championship material. He had to lead a mediocre squad to the playoffs, only to face off against dominant teams like Boston and Detroit. Despite his individual brilliance, he couldn't get past the bad boy Pistons, who were the reigning champions and gave Jordan all they had. But Jordan kept improving. Year after year, he refined his game, got stronger, and more determined. Finally, in 1991, he overcame the Pistons and reached the NBA Finals, where he faced Magic Johnson and the Lakers. Jordan didn't just win his first title, he did it in style, taking home the Finals MVP and beginning what would become a legendary three-peat. So Michael is on top of the world. He is the best athlete in the world. And what does he do? He retires. He goes off to play baseball for a couple of years, and everybody thought he was done. But no. MJ returns to the Bulls in 1995, though many doubted he could reclaim his former glory. After a disappointing loss to Orlando in the semifinals, the doubters seemed right. But once again, Jordan rose to the challenge. He led the Bulls to another three-peat, capping off his career with a game-winning shot against the Utah Jazz in the 1998 finals, a perfect storybook ending to his career. Of course, he later returned to play for the Wizards in his 40s, but that was more of a farewell tour. By then, his legacy was already cemented. LeBron's career, on the other hand, tells a different story. Like Jordan, he entered the league as a top prospect on a struggling team. He managed to carry that team to the finals, only to be swept by the San Antonio Spurs. With little hope of success in Cleveland, LeBron made the controversial decision to join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Forming a super team expected to win multiple titles.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
But even on that star-studded team, LeBron faced challenges. In 2011, the Heat were heavy favorites against the Dallas Mavericks, but they lost in a shocking upset. Critics were quick to pounce, questioning LeBron's ability to win when it mattered most. However, LeBron bounced back the next year, winning his first title against the young and talented Oklahoma City Thunder. He followed that up with a dramatic victory against the Spurs in 2013, thanks in large part to Ray Allen's clutch three-pointer in Game 6. But in 2014, the Spurs got their revenge, dismantling the Heat in 5 games. By this point, LeBron's legacy was still in question. 2 titles and 5 trips to the finals wasn't exactly GOAT material. After 4 years in Miami, LeBron returned to Cleveland, promising to deliver a title to his hometown. In 2015, he reached the finals again, but injuries to key teammates left him short-handed against the rising Golden State Warriors. Despite his Herculean efforts, he couldn't prevent another finals loss. Then came 2016, LeBron's defining moment. In a rematch against the Warriors, who had set the record for the most wins in a single season, LeBron led the Cavaliers back from a 3-1 deficit to win the title. It was a historic comeback, and LeBron finally delivered on his promise to bring a championship to Cleveland. But the Warriors reloaded, adding Kevin Durant to their already stacked lineup, and they became virtually unbeatable. LeBron reached the finals again, but had no answer for the Warriors' super team. He eventually moved to Los Angeles and won his 4th title in 2020 in the Disney bubble. But with 4 titles and 10 trips to the finals, his legacy remains a topic of intense debate. Now let's compare these stories. Jordan's narrative is epic. He started at the bottom and finished at the pinnacle of the sport. LeBron's journey, on the other hand, has been more uneven, marked by losses, team changes, and a few crushing defeats. But here's the thing, context matters. LeBron had to face 2 of the greatest dynasties in NBA history, the Spurs and the Warriors. Those teams won 5 and 4 titles respectively and dominated their eras. Jordan, except for the Pistons and Lakers, who were on their way out, didn't face teams with the same sustained dominance. He played against great teams and legendary players like Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, Gary Payton, Karl Malone. But none of them were champions, and only the Jazz made it back to the finals. If Jordan had to play against the Spurs or Warriors, would he have beaten them? Maybe a couple of times, but to go undefeated? That seems unlikely. The Spurs and Warriors reached the finals 12 times, and the only one who managed to beat them, at least once, was LeBron. And yes, the Warriors lost to Toronto in 2019, but that was with Durant and Klay Thompson injured. At the end of the day, history and context shape legacies. If things had been different, the GOAT conversation might take on a different narrative. This doesn't mean that if LeBron had played in Jordan's era, he would have won all his finals, or that Jordan couldn't have beaten the Spurs and Warriors. We'll never know for sure. LeBron may have more points, more wins, and a host of other records. But in the end, MJ has the best story, and that's why, in the eyes of many, he remains the GOAT of basketball. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Do you agree with our take, or did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep the conversation going and keep the love for the game strong.